Hello everyone, this is Accurate. Sorry about not doing any videos. A health thing came up that makes it so I can't sit at my chair for too long, and it's hard to do videos if you can't sit at the computer. Anyway, this isn't a theory video. Rather, it's more of a review or a let's talk about of Iron Lung by Markiplier. Now, I'm gonna get the reviewy stuff out of the way first. Double thumbs up, loved it! Which is kind of strange for me because I will admit, for one, I don't watch movies that often, and for two, and when I do, they're not horror movies. I am not the biggest fan of how a lot of horror movies ended up going. But now that we're going to talk about it, there is one horror movie in the past that, one of my favorite movies, in fact, that I feel a connection between Iron Lung and it. And that movie? Alien, the original. Because they both have this horror to them that so many modern movies do not go for. And I don't blame them, because it's the horror of the unknown. You're making a horror show, and you want people to see your work. You have this amazing monster. You have these horrific little possessed dolls. You have zombies pouring out of every walkway around the city because you want people to see it. We've got all this wonderful, wonderful technology and animation and practical effects and everything, and we need the audience to see the glory of our work. However, that's only one kind of horror. And there are going to be people that call Iron Lung Lovecraftian. And I don't disagree, except I don't like what they've done with Lovecraftian stories. And in fact, there's a lot of Lovecraftian content out there that it's not Lovecraftian. It's a story set in the Lovecraftian mythos. Oh no, it's Cthulhu, and we're using the Necronomicon. Can't you feel the very sanity tripping out of your ears? And no, you just have a leather-bound book and a rubber squid. It's a very nice one, I will admit. You did excellent work on it. The VFX, lovely. But that's kind of the point. It looks lovely, and it looks horrific, but we can see it. And do you know what was always scarier? When I had a campfire story being told to me. It wasn't because as they told the story they held up a lovingly rendered picture of a werewolf, a vampire, zombies. No, it's because they were telling a story and you didn't know. Because it was dark around and you couldn't see. Are those just some reflections? Or is it reflections off eyes? Are those fireflies? Or are they something else? No. The campfire story. Afraid of the dark. Thalassophobia. Fear of the deep oceans. Not knowing what's down there. Which is pretty pertinent to Iron Lung. Because we follow Mark as he goes into a submersible down into a blood sea. Not only do we not see what is around him, his only way is through snapshots, photos. What's out there? We don't know. We don't know for a long, long while. And it lets us stew on the horror, the suspense, the agony of not knowing. But we do know one thing. There's something out there. And it's so beyond what we can comprehend. So yeah. People are going to compare it to Lovecraft, and I don't disagree, but this is Lovecraft in the classical sense. This is Lovecraft in the mythos. This is like Alien. You don't see it until it's too late. That's why I love this movie so much, even knowing so much about the video game and a bunch of stuff that was like the trailers and whatnot going into it. Still, it was a thrilling, a suspenseful an experience I was willing to see. I'm glad I saw it. So yeah, if that's kind of your thing, I definitely advise it. And along with that, I advise clicking the like button and maybe even subscribing. I plan to hopefully be doing a bit more of this. And speaking of Lovecraft, part of my plan for the future is maybe reading some of the stories and just having them up as a thing. Because I like reading. Go figure. Anyway, this is Hacker and I'm signing off.